All right, we're back for another Friday. Sam has so graciously offered to come hang out with me. And we got Jolie here today, our cameraman, our devoted cameraman. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Joel. We are looking, well, we've already looked into some stuff.
Yeah, we're looking at some wiring.
We're looking at some wiring because I have, well, I don't know. This is going to sound stupid now, but I believe I have power folding mirrors, or did believe that. However, I don't know whether or not all of these cars were optioned with power folding mirrors.
Yeah, so you should explain that. Since you bought the car, there was a switch there's a power folding mirror switch right next to the adjustment switch.
Where did I put that?
And we've been looking for the connector. There was just nothing plugged into it. And we've been looking for the connector under the dash for months now, periodically. Now that we have everything apart, we figured now would be a good time to dig in and investigate, because we thought somebody must have pulled it off and used maybe power because this thing's got a hacked up aftermarket alarm system. Yeah, so anyway, it appears in some of the digging that we've done off camera that there is no connector. That the harness that's in the dash, it's got a plug for the light dimmer, the dash light dimmer, the rheostat for that, and it's got a plug for the mirror adjustment. And in between those two should be the plug for the folding function, and there's just nothing there.
And that part of the harness doesn't look like it was messed with. So, that's kind of the unfortunate thing about it, is that's the one place where I wish I kind of saw some hackery,
Yeah.
But, it's everywhere else. So, well, as a result of the installation of the security system, I think removing it won't be that horrendous, because it's very obvious what they did. Yeah, we also pulled a lot of wires out of this thing throughout the course.
Yeah, true.
It's like we were messing with the sills and pulling stereo wiring. And,
right.
I mean, we've
antennas.
There's stuff going through the headliner. I mean, they had this thing wired up like a Kiss concert. It was. I think I'm going to be fine with that during the week. I think I'm going to start just kind of pulling that apart, and that'll be a nightmare when we go to start the car and it does nothing.
Could be.
So tonight, I think we're going to pull this heater box.
We're figuring it out as we go along.
This just in. All right.
But
it's going to be great. I mean, there's nothing that could possibly go wrong.
Hey, we just got to tear it apart and then figure out what's what, and then eventually we'll get it back together. Well, we'll have some good videos of reassembly on this thing.
It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
It's going to be freaking beautiful.
Yeah.
And Sam will roll his eyes in the background as I futz with something for 25 full minutes.
Yeah, I'll let you go.
Yeah, you got to just let the neuroses, set in and
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're going to pull this heater box and start trying to figure that out. All right, after an extreme amount of struggling in the engine bay side and wrestling the heater hoses, Sammy is finally getting this bad boy in here. I can take one in.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay.
Just want to make sure we got
everything disconnected.
Yeah. Feels like a harness holding us up over here. Something that's just attached to something.
Well, something under there, huh?
Yeah. Oh, here. Yeah. Blower motor.
Whoops.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Alrighty. Well, it appears to be free. Just have to bench press it.
Yeah.
There. Oh, wow. What a friendly handle.
All right.
Wow.
Oh, come on now.
What is connected back there? Okay. This is ridiculous.
The behemoth.
Dude, dear God. This is insane. Look at the size. It's bigger than my transmission. I'm going to lay this next to the transmission. All right, so if you ever wondered about the comparison, a Mark IV Supra heater box is larger than a 2007 to 2010 BMW ZF transmission. The more you know. This is the important stuff.
This.
Yeah, that makes me really happy. That looks like it was at the site of the Titanic. That's been at
that's at least 150 years old.
Minimum. Oh my goodness.
And we were pretty gentle considering
how nasty those are.
Well, like considering the difficulty of getting at these pipes right behind the valve cover because they're right behind it.
Yeah, it is.
Off to the side, I guess, a little bit, but
there is no room.
We were pretty darn gentle with getting that tubing off.
Yeah.
Or getting the hoses off of this tubing. We didn't really crush anything. We really pried the hose off. We didn't grab it and twist it or anything like that because there was no room to do that.
Yeah, that was.
This is just disintegrating on its own.
Yeah, that is bad.
So yeah, good thing this was part of the plan. I think this was worth it.
This was way more difficult to remove than I anticipated. I thought with the dash bar out and all that, I figured we'd zip off some bolts, get the hoses off, and I was like, this is not going to be a big deal.
So what turned out to be the big deal, let's just talk about this right now because we're here, is these bolts that held the gasket on the firewall side, on the engine side of the firewall, there's two 10mm bolts here, and here, both with the heater core and AC condenser.
The two 10s, and then 2 10s, there's one there.
Or evaporator, I should say. But
down there.
Yeah, those go through the firewall into this, and that's what was holding us up. We didn't realize that it went all the way through. I definitely thought that they just held the gasket onto the firewall. I didn't think it went into the heater box. So that was that was one of the things that held us up. Also, getting at these was a huge pain in the ass.
Well, you can tell by how those look why they did not want to come off. Those were just basically rusted on there solid.
Yeah, but getting at them was also a huge pain in the ass.
Well, the clips.
They had the spring clamps, the factory spring clamps, which are, you have to get a big pliers onto them to compress them to release and pull them off, and there's just no room.
Did they just do that for the sake of cost?
Yeah, it's cheap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a one-piece clamp. It's a lot cheaper than a worm-type clamp, which has at least 3 pieces.
I was wondering about that because I'm okay, with the worm clamp, we could have literally just
also it's easy, right? Because all they have to do is compress it. They slide it on, they release it, that's it. They're done. Okay. They don't have to screw anything. They don't have to use multiple tools. They just, it's simple. I get it, but in this case, fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah, wow. I figured we would be just knocking this out.
Yeah.
Which is why I wasn't really concerned about today. And man, oh man. And look at that foam in there. And that'll be my next thing. Look at that foam.
Yikes.
God.
Shiza.
That is just straight up. Look at dust.
Oh, it's disintegrating.
It's literally dust. And here's what it looks like inside.
It's even more barren.
Oh boy. There it is.
You should put a roll cage in here while you got all this stuff out.
Yeah, I'll call Stefan. Okay, so under here. Just grease. Okay, so this is.
So that's a heater valve.
Yeah, that is the heater valve.
And is that connected to this motor too? It is. Okay. So this does both. This motor does both.
The door and the motor?
Yeah.
Oh.
This has the linkage that goes to this, which is the shaft that goes all the way to the bottom. Yeah. That opens and closes the door. It also operates this linkage, goes up to here, which is the heater valve. So the coolant hot coolant runs through here and it either gets blocked by the valve or allows to run through into the heater core, down and back up into here and back into the engine. So that is our culprit.
Yeah.
Hopefully this harness is okay. I guess the other thing we need to do is disconnect some of this linkage and make sure that this isn't seized.
Yeah, this all moves.
Because
I mean, I'm guessing it does move.
We did have heat when this was disconnected on the bottom side, and I was able to move the door that this connects to from underneath. We got heat. So I wonder.
Should I take this off?
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Pop this off.
Get a screw. Oh, okay. So this sits, and does this move at all? Ooh.
Well, it might be a worm gear drive, so it might not move without power. But if everything else feels like it moves.
I mean, this all moves. This moves.
This moves.
Yep, there I can feel that whole door going.
Yeah, the valve moves. I don't know if this valve is available or not.
No, but I wanted to order that. It's not. I know. It sucks.
We maybe want to take that out and try and clean it as best we can, because you saw the coolant that came out of it. I mean, there's brown spots on the cardboard over there from when we pulled it out.
No,
so
trust me.
There might be a lot of junk in here.
When I was ordering all of this, I was going to get all of that.
Yeah.
But this is unavailable. This is not.
Well, we might want to try and, at the very least,
it's got to come out.
It does have to come out, so let's try and clean that the best we can. I'd say order that if you can.
This, I don't think I can order either.
Wow, well, let's call up Uncle Nick.
We're going to call him up.
Nice.
So, yeah, I'm going to call him, ask him about this. I mean, I'm going to look around, obviously.
Yeah.
But I also want to put power to this just to make sure, you know?
Yeah. So
we
can do a continuity test on the harness, too. Make sure that that's working. Or at least, in theory, has a path of voltage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Cool beans.
There's way more disassembly to it. I bought the foam kit for this thing.
Yeah, the whole thing.
I have to split the box and it's like, where do you stop?
Yeah. Where do you stop? While we're in there.
Okay. Well, we're going to have to do some sleeping and some thinking. Well, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing in the joys of automotive troubleshooting. And, I hope you learned something. I know I have. I know we have.
Yeah.
Sam's, I'm convinced he's learning something as we go.
I'm always learning.
Right.
I love this. This is what I live for.
Yeah.
Well, this is my passion.
I'm just going to be happy if we test this motor. And although despite my rudimentary understanding of the system and the fact that I don't really know what it was doing. I mean, originally I thought it was the motor that controls the heater valve, which ultimately it does.
Turns out we were both right. That's the important part.
Yeah, it does.
We were both right.
It has two functions.
Yeah.
Which we learned today. So
yeah. And it is the one on top and also the one underneath. It turns out the one on top it is the one underneath by proxy of a rod that runs all the way through the entire heater box. Very interesting setup. Not what I expected, but yeah, we were all right.
If you want to see how we put this thing all back together, the more we take apart, the more I get concerned for that.
We'll get her back together. Don't worry.
Yeah, but there's like a way I want it back together. You know.
Well, that's not the way I work, but
okay.
It'll get back together.
Okay, whatever. But thanks for watching. Follow along. We're gonna keep going on this, and we're gonna get it all back together. because I want to drive this thing. It's nice, warm weather. I want to be hitting the road. And I got a new used transmission. I want to get that in there. I want to see what that's like with the adapter kit. And then we're on to the limited slip. Follow along to watch all that stuff. And we'll see you for the next one. I'll do Sam's wave since he's behind the camera.
Thanks, Adam.